I'm Alaya F and I'm shooting for Global Spa magazine at the Westin Pushkar.
Alaya, it's lovely to have you with us, and we're
Hello.
so glad that you're part of our very special issue, which is the wedding special, which we're shooting at the Westin Pushkar. Perfect star, perfect location. We're so
Thank
happy
you.
to have you here.
I'm very happy to be here.
So, how has your journey been so far?
It's been interesting. That was a hard question going straight in.
Yeah.
It's been very interesting. I mean, I had a debut that is very, very close to my heart with Saif Sir, and in a film that even when I watch today, I just feel so much love when I watch Jawani Jadiman back sometimes. And right after that, the world stopped, right? The pandemic happened.
Oh, yes, of
And so there was a full 3-year gap between my first and second film. I think I've said this in 5,000 interviews. Anyone that sees my interviews often is fried of hearing this. But post that, I think, like all of us were adjusting to a new normal in the film industry post-pandemic. I, as a newcomer, was also trying to do that. And now I feel like, again, I've sort of got my footing. You know, we've had consistent releases. I've had 2 wonderful releases this year. And now I'm just looking forward to doing more and more and more.
But you know, you were really good in Jawani Jadiman. You didn't look like a newcomer at all.
Thank you. It's my favorite film I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah. It's my most special. I don't think any film I ever do is going to be as special for me.
So, what's your long-term goal as an actress?
My long-term goal, honestly, I think my goals keep changing as time goes by, and at this stage and with whatever I've learned so far, it might change in the future as I learn more and grow more and whatever. But right now, honestly, my goal is just to find great scripts and to just be able to act with my full entire heart. I feel like a lot of the time what happens is, you know, when you're shooting a bunch of movies at the same time, and sometimes things get hectic, and sometimes, not every day is going to be a great day. Sometimes you can get into the habit of making your performances quite technical.
Right.
So for me right now, all I really want to do is I want to actually just be able to have roles that really, really excite me, and I want to just be able to act with my heart, and I feel like that always somewhere really lands. I feel like good scripts and good performances together make for very memorable performances.
Absolutely,
so I think
yes.
all I really want is to give the audience some really memorable performances, and just to be someone that's worth remembering.
Wow. So you have grown up in a family with a lot of successful people. So how has it been? Like, were you always, did you always want to become an actress, or was it something that came over a period of time?
I wanted to be anything but an actress.
Okay.
I really was not someone that had any interest or inclination actually in being a part of this industry. I wanted to do like some business type thing, and I wanted to be, I wanted something that felt stable and safe and all of that. But cut to, I realized that I really do love films, and I wanted to become a director, because I said, I've been saying all my life, मुझे actor नहीं बनना, कभी नहीं बनूंगी, because I'm also a stubborn girl. And decided to become a director. But I think when things are meant to be and things are meant to call you in a certain direction, they always do.
Who would you say has been your biggest inspiration?
Honestly, can I tell you, the thing that inspires me the most and really keeps me going is not a person, but it's progress. I don't know how to explain it in any other way. It's, when you work at something and you see yourself getting better. And I'm someone that really loves learning. I really thrive in learning environments. So what really started inspiring me was when I started doing a little bit of acting here and there. And I realized, every time I'm doing this, there's something I'm learning, something I'm growing in. And that sort of became a big inspiration for me, because I suddenly started feeling really proud of myself. It's a very odd thing. In a large way, I credit my acting career for having really instilled a lot of self-love in me. It's a very weird thing. Normally when we become actors or we start getting a part of this, it chips away at our self-love in a lot of ways. But for me, I feel like through my training process, while I was training with the most wonderful teachers before I became an actor, I remember the days that I would see great progress in what I was doing would just make me feel so proud of myself, and it would inspire me to just keep going and keep doing more. And I feel like even today, the one thing that really keeps me motivated is seeing progress. So more than actually a person, progress has always really inspired me. I feel like that I'm growing. I feel like I haven't been stagnant and stuck in one place. It's every few months, or definitely every year, if you meet me, I'll be a completely different person. And I like it that way. So progress, change, and growth.
So
inspired.
basically, you're your own inspiration.
Yeah, we'll say that. Sounds a little conceited, but self-love chalega.
So how do you handle the pressures and expectations that come from being with a renowned film family?
You know, my family has never really put any sort of pressure or baggage or any of that sort of stuff on me. I feel like they realize that I put enough pressure on myself. So I think what they've really done as a family is actively make sure that they support, encourage, nurture and nourish me more than, place any of their expectations on me. And as a result, since my family has never done that, I've never really felt that from anyone else either.
Okay.
I've always felt like I was sort of charting my own course while also being incredibly supported by the wonderful family I have. Like, they're my biggest cheerleaders. Like, I don't think they'll ever even really critique or criticize anything, because I think they know that if there's anything to critique or criticize, I'll probably criticize myself 500 times about it.
So they're very supportive.
Very,
obviously.
very.
So there have been obviously unique challenges of working with such big stars. You worked with Rajkumar Rao, Saif Ali Khan. So how did you handle that pressure? Was it a pressure on you, or was it just easy to work with them?
I got very lucky that in a lot of ways that my first film was Jawani Janeman, because as a complete newcomer, having to act in front of Saif sir and Tabu ma'am, after that nothing really feels that scary.
Okay.
As a total newcomer who knows absolutely nothing or is not sure if they even know anything, having to act in front of people like Saif sir and Tabu ma'am, who in that environment was so supportive and wonderful, and not even like they were supportive as I'm some junior that they need to sort of coddle. It was in a very collaborative, wonderful way. Like, they never treated me like they were senior to me, or it was just a very wonderful, collaborative, supportive environment. And I think after that, I think it just gave me a great sense of confidence. So after that, when I worked with a Karthik or a Raj or or whether right after I was directed by Anurag Kashyap, so all of these names sound very intimidating, because they're all people that are very good at what they do. But I think my first film really set me up really well and gave me a lot of confidence that I might not have otherwise had.
Yeah. So you played diverse characters, from a complex character in Freddy to a bubbly techie in Bade Miyan Choti Miyan. So how did you adapt to such diverse roles?
I'm a director's actor. What my director tells me to do is what I'll do. It's as simple as that. I'm very, whether I like it or not, sometimes I might not even agree with the note my director gives me, but for some reason, I really believe, and now it's not might not even be the 100% truth of the matter, but for me, I believe that as an actor, my job is to help my director fulfill what his vision is. And that's how I like being as an actor. I like someone having a specific vision of it, and I like trying to do my best to sort of fit into that. And so honestly, I just sort of surrender myself to the process and the director mainly. And yeah, I just allow them to mold me and direct me in whatever way they see fit, and I hope that I can do justice to their vision.
So we've been seeing your fantastic videos of jumping on
Oh my God.
balls, and those are really very inspiring. What really got you into fitness?
What got me into fitness is very different than what keeps me going in fitness. What got me going is I was always a pretty skinny girl that was one of those irritating people that could eat whatever and never puts on weight, and then
That's so mean.
it went away. Now imagine, okay? I was one of those people, and then what happened was I got PCOS, which I did not realize at the time. So randomly, I used to anyways be eating nonsense all the time, and suddenly I started putting on a lot of weight. And I was like, ये क्या हो रहा है? I was like, ये पहले तो नहीं होता था. And this was while I was in New York. So I was like eating dollar pizza every day, and like my breakfast, lunch and dinner was cake, cupcakes, pizzas and burgers and fries.
Sounds like the life.
It was great until I started putting on a lot of weight, and I put on like 10 kgs while I was in New York. And when I came back, I wanted to be an actor. I was like, ये तो नहीं चलेगा. I was like, good, so I'll have to change something up. And so that's when I had to sort of figure out what I want to do in terms of fitness, right? Because I was never someone that really had to. I was an athletic girl. In school, I used to play hockey, I used to play football, I used to do all of that. But I was not someone that used to ever go to the gym or take care of my fitness or even eat clean or nothing. And then I just started finding really fun ways to stay fit. And I think that's something that's really been consistent, because if I do just one type of fitness thing, I'll get bored of it really fast.
Yeah.
And to keep myself motivated, I need to be excited about going to the gym. I need to be excited about going to a class. And so I kept finding new ways to stay excited about it. And so then you eventually land up doing crazy things like jumping on balls, jumping on balls with weights, jumping from ball to ball.
I saw that, and I saw one video where you fell off, and then the next few days you managed it, so which was like quite an achievement.
I was like, it's my high, you know. Again, growth, learning, progress. It really gives me a high. I love being able to say that something I could not even dream of doing 2 days earlier, I can do just 2 days later. Because I just did it 100,000 times until it happened.
Yeah,
you know, I love it. I love that. That's my biggest high in life.
So what exactly is your fitness routine?
Honestly, it keeps changing. I wish I could say that I'm someone that's consistently great and consistently always, you know, doing one particular thing in this regimented routine. I'm not. There'll be months where I'm doing 2 to 3 workouts a day every single day and eating super clean. There'll be months where I am doing 0 and you know, just being a complete waste of a human being while traveling or just relaxing and allowing myself to just be. I have my ups and downs with it, and I think that's important in a way. I feel like what I really try to do is I try to listen to my body. So if my body is really not feeling it, I let myself take that time off. And so my fitness routine is a little all over the place. It depends. Sometimes I'll be doing yoga, sometimes I'll be doing this ball jumping thing, sometimes I'll just focus on inversions like handstands, headstands, etc. Sometimes I'll be just doing regular gym activities, sometimes I'll do Pilates, sometimes I'll do dance. It goes on and on.
So I'll keep varying it so that you don't get bored, obviously. That's the best way.
Yeah.
So what's your wellness philosophy?
Do what feels right to you and keep it fun. Wellness doesn't have to be boring. I think the thing that kept me away from wellness for so long was that I thought wellness was all about like
Zen mode.
I am not a Zen person. I wish I was more Zen. I wish I was this centered person that always eats clean and is just so routine and is so Zen. I'm not. But I do believe in wellness. And I think wellness more than anything is about doing what your body needs you to do in the moment and nourishing your body.
Right.
Sometimes wellness might be in the form of allowing your body to eat a whole pizza because your body and your mind needs it.
I so agree with you, because we always say that wellness is basically, it does not mean that you have to always diet and go to the Himalayas and stuff like that. Not at all. Firstly, it's a way of life. And secondly, it's whatever makes you feel good. That is wellness.
Correct.
So,
and I mean, we're all sensible people. We know that if we have a pizza every single day for 5 days, it's not going to make you feel good.
Exactly.
You know, but once might actually really make you feel good, and that's okay.
What is the best advice that your grandfather Kabir Bedi has given to you?
I feel like I've said this in so many interviews and I should think of more bits of advice, but I think the most important one is just to stick to your word. Like when you tell someone that you will do something, to stick to your word, to be professional, to respect people's time. You know, everything related to professionalism is what he's really given me a lot of advice about, and I think it's so important. Because at the end of the day, you know, we are professionals here. We're all here. As fun as this job is, it is a job. And you do have responsibilities to yourself and to other people. And a lot of people's time is at stake. So professionalism mainly is the topmost.
So, have you ever been body shamed?
Yeah. I'm sure. I don't think I can meet a single woman that can say that she's not been body shamed, or man actually for that matter. Let's not even generalize women. I feel like, you know, we're so quick to comment on people's bodies, especially like if someone's skinny. I mean, I personally have no problem if someone's like, oh, you're looking so thin, but I know a lot of people are not also okay with that. You know, you can't just I feel like people should just stop talking about people's bodies. I think it's as simple as that. You know, it's just as simple as that, yeah.
So what's next for you?
Lots of things, but I will say, just to generalize everything, just good scripts, good roles, and good vibes.
So how has been your experience shooting at the Western Pushkar? What has been your favorite thing about this destination?
It's been really wonderful. I think my favorite thing about this destination has actually been the people, the service, and just everyone on this property. I think the energy has just been lovely, and I think everyone can agree that as beautiful as a place is, a lot of the time it's the people that really make the place.
Absolutely right.
And as beautiful as it is, and as wonderful as it's been shooting here, I think it's been the great energy of everyone that's been here that's made it very special.
Okay, so tell me 3 things that you love about Global Spa.
Oh, that they put me in pretty clothes, that they take me to nice locations, and they give me really good food.
Oh wow, I like that.